Hello, this is Dr. Grande. Today's question is, can I analyze the controversy surrounding Jimmy Donaldson? He is also known as MrBeast. Just a reminder, I'm not diagnosing anybody in this video, only speculating about what could be happening in a situation like this. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, subscribe to my channel, and consider supporting me on Patreon. I will put the link to Patreon in the description for this video. First, I'll look at the background of this case, move to the timeline of the controversy, then offer my analysis. James Stephen Donaldson was born on May 7, 1998 in Wichita, Kansas, and was raised in Greenville, North Carolina. He went by the name Jimmy. In February 2012, when Jimmy was 13 years old, he started uploading videos to YouTube using the name MrBeast 6000, which he eventually truncated to simply MrBeast. In his videos, Jimmy would record himself playing video games like Minecraft, while he discussed various topics like how to become successful on YouTube, how much money content creators earned, and various dramatic situations unfolding among creators. By 2016, Jimmy's channel was performing pretty well. He dropped out of college to work full-time creating content and hired 4 of his friends to help him build the channel. His big break would come in 2017 when Jimmy made a video where he counted to the number 100,000. At this point, there was a shift in Jimmy's content. He started performing various stunts, pranks, and competitions, which sometimes involved giving away money to participants. These videos were extremely well received. Over the next few years, Jimmy continued to experience success. As his antics became more expensive and outrageous, his popularity increased dramatically. He even started other YouTube channels, which were all successful as well. In January 2022, Forbes indicated that in 2021, Jimmy earned $54 million, making him the highest earning content creator on YouTube. In July 2022, Jimmy passed 100 million subscribers. In October 2023, he passed 200 million subscribers. This same year, he earned about $82 million. In June 2024, Jimmy's main YouTube channel had more subscribers than any other channel. In July of that year, the channel exceeded 300 million subscribers. By this point, Jimmy had 250 employees, several different business ventures, and his empire was worth about $700 million. At the time I'm making this video, the main channel for Jimmy, MrBeast, has been viewed 56 billion times and has 309 million subscribers. The channel is typically viewed somewhere around 2.5 billion times a month, and a typical video will be viewed somewhere between 150 and 250 million times. His most popular long-form video, titled $456,000 Squid Game in Real Life, has been viewed almost 650 million times. Here are a few of the video titles that sum up Jimmy's channel pretty well. Last to Leave Circle wins $500,000. Anything you can fit in the circle, I'll pay for. Going through the same drive-through 1,000 times. Hydraulic press versus Lamborghini. Train versus giant pit. I survived 50 hours in Antarctica. And every country on Earth fights for $250,000. This brings me to the timeline of the controversy. Over the years, many people have accused Jimmy of various types of wrongdoing. In some of his early videos, Jimmy was captured using inappropriate language. A few former employees accused Jimmy of creating an unpleasant work environment by engaging in favoritism and bullying. One former employee accused Jimmy of berating him almost every day. In August 2024, the New York Times published an article about the filming of a competition in July 2024. Jimmy is hosting a reality competition show for Amazon MGM Studios called Beast Games. The show, which is modeled after his videos on YouTube, started shooting in July with 2,000 participants. Some participants complained that they did not receive adequate food or medical care. Furthermore, various participants were observed vomiting, passing out, and being taken to a hospital after sustaining injuries. The environment at the shoot was described as disorganized. One participant implied that Jimmy wanted to be regarded as a deity during the filming. On July 23, 2024, Ava Chris Tyson, one of the original 4 employees hired by Jimmy, left her role as a MrBeast co-host after being accused of sending inappropriate messages to minors. The next day, July 24, a content creator who has the username DogPack404 and goes by the name Dawson, uploaded a video accusing Jimmy of various offenses, specifically lying to viewers, running illegal lotteries, rigging contests, and having scripted videos. Essentially, Dawson accused Jimmy of being a fraud. On August 7, 2024, Dawson uploaded a second video containing more accusations. This video featured an interview with a man named Jake Weddle, who used to work for Jimmy. Jake had several complaints. For example, he didn't like the way he was treated in 2021 when he was a participant in a solitary confinement challenge for a video that was never published. He felt as though he was tortured during the filming. He was extremely tired and wanted to sleep, but Jimmy would not turn the lights off. Jake accused Jimmy of hiring someone who had been convicted of an offense of a sexual nature in the state of Delaware. He described a prank video where vehicles were supposed to be struck by fake meteors and said it was scripted. Jake implied that Jimmy was extremely focused on success, which is why he has donated so much money to charity. It wasn't because Jimmy was a good guy, rather it was to manipulate people into believing he was a good guy. Jake also talked about how Jimmy was concerned that his workers would become more popular than him. When taken together, the many accusations against Jimmy make him seem like an immature, boss baby style leader who is running a chaotic organization in a desperate attempt to grab fame and glory for himself. Now moving to my analysis. Here are my thoughts on a few areas that stood out to me in this case. Item number 1. By any standard, Jimmy Donaldson has achieved a phenomenal level of success. Comparing the numbers behind his channel to other channels gives one a sense of how massive it is. For example, when Jimmy releases a video, it receives more views in the first hour than most YouTube channels have received in a lifetime. If a YouTube channel has earned 100 million lifetime views, it is considered very successful. Jimmy can top that with one video. If a channel gains 100,000 subscribers, that is considered an incredible accomplishment. Jimmy's channel is over 3,000 times larger. Anyone in Jimmy's position, regardless of whether they were accused of wrongdoing or not, would be the target of criticism simply due to the level of fame. Item number 2, Jimmy's success is more significant than simply creating wealth or fame for one person. In a sense, his accomplishments are a proof of concept and indicate a change in the way people think about becoming a celebrity through social media. Whenever new technology becomes available, societal values shift to incorporate its presence and impact. When television was new years ago, there were people who said, "This will never catch on. Movies are the only way to go." Many movie actors refused to be on television, viewing it as beneath them. The early television performers would later become iconic when that technology caught on. They proved that television could be successful. Similarly, when social media influencers and content creators came onto the scene, many people believed they would never be as popular as mainstream celebrities. These creators were destined to be quasi-celebrities because they were self-made and not selected by Hollywood executives. Thousands of content creators have proved this theory to be incorrect. There are a few social media influencers who are more popular and recognizable than mainstream celebrities. Jimmy Donaldson is often cited as an example of how perceptions have shifted. Any argument asserting that social media celebrities are not as famous as mainstream celebrities is instantly terminated when somebody says, "Okay, what about Jimmy Donaldson?" No one can deny that a large proportion of people, especially young people, recognize Jimmy as one of the most famous people on the planet. Item number 3, why has Jimmy been so successful? Why did his videos catch on? Jimmy's popularity with younger viewers is probably based on the idea that he thinks like they do. Most of the videos on Jimmy's channel could be thought of as connected to the question, what would a kid do with millions of dollars? Younger viewers live vicariously through Jimmy. He represents their own immaturity and impulsivity. Here they see a young adult just a few years older than them, handing out millions of dollars to people, crushing cars, driving trains into pits, setting houses on fire, building towers made of Lego bricks, and playing all types of extreme games. They don't care if the videos are scripted. They don't care if Jimmy is insensitive to employees. None of that matters to this young audience. They are sensation-seeking and attracted to the most outrageous content. Jimmy is always trying to do something that has never been done before, push the boundaries, take everything to an extreme. Thinking like a kid doesn't explain all the growth that Jimmy's channel has experienced. There is another important component. After he reached a certain size, Jimmy achieved a critical mass. Younger viewers felt compelled to watch his content, so they were not left out of discussions with their peers. Jimmy's videos became part of the youth culture. His success caused more success through a chain reaction, which appears to be unstoppable. This brings me to item number 4. Will Jimmy recover from all these accusations which have been made against him? One thing I noticed with this situation is how the videos featuring criticism of Jimmy have earned millions of views in just a matter of days. That tells me there are a large number of people waiting for Jimmy to fail, eager to consume any content that features him in a bad light. This is the fate of many creators who become extremely famous on social media. There is an excitement to seeing them exposed as something bad, like a hypocrite, a fraud, or a mean person. This tendency is only amplified in Jimmy's case because his success is unprecedented. Just like there are millions of people lining up to watch his videos, there are millions of people ready to pounce on any mistakes that he makes. Ultimately, the accusations against Jimmy do not appear to be earth-shattering like some people had hoped. He may have actually added an entirely new audience, namely, those who dislike him. They will be anxiously awaiting any blunder, which means more views for Jimmy. Item number 5. Even though I don't believe the accusations against Jimmy will matter, that doesn't mean I believe his content is good. Some people view Jimmy's videos as featuring creative and harmless, action-packed fun. I have a different opinion. His videos are mindless, crude, wasteful, and contain zero educational or artistic value. Years ago, there was a TV show called Mythbusters, which involved blowing things up in order to teach people about science. It was a good show. Jimmy's videos are like that show except without the learning part. He just moved directly to the explosions without any teaching. This reminds me of the tendency of younger viewers to watch the most exciting parts of a movie over and over, but not watch the entire movie. Jimmy's content is like a sugary breakfast cereal, but without the cereal. In a way, he represents the worst of the social media phenomenon. His success proved that social media influencers can become legitimate celebrities, but that is the limit of his contribution. Through his over-the-top stunts and flaunting of wealth, Jimmy is teaching young people that success comes from being noisier and flashier than everyone else. Ultimately, Jimmy's rise to fame will slow down and come to a halt, probably not because of accusations, but because of boredom. His primary tactic when recording a video has been to make it more extreme than the last. This tactic is unsustainable. Eventually, there will be nowhere to go. When the excitement is gone, Jimmy's young viewers will chase after the next shiny object. Those are my thoughts on the controversy surrounding Jimmy Donaldson. Please put any opinions and thoughts in the comments section. They consistently generate an interesting dialogue. As always, I hope you found my analysis of this topic to be informative. Thanks for watching.